Here's our last video in section 4.5 on multiplying polynomials. Example number 7 looks similar to the ones that we just did in the last video, but I'm going to challenge you just a little bit more. If you notice, we're taking these two polynomials, we're still multiplying them, right? The parentheses are right next to each other. But this time I have 1, 2, 3, 4 terms in my first polynomial. I need you to make sure that you distribute all 4 of those to the 2 terms in the second set of parentheses. So try this. Pause your video, distribute each of those terms. Remember, when you multiply, you really add the exponents. And then let's combine our like terms and see what happens. I have a 2x cubed times 3x. That's a 6x to the fourth. A 2x cubed times a 5 is a 10x cubed. I'm going to distribute now the 3x squared through. 3x squared times 3x is 9x cubed. 3x squared times 5 is 15x squared. Now I'm going to do the negative 4x. Negative 4x times 3x is a negative 12x squared. Negative 4x times 5 is a negative 20x. Being really careful that you're careful with your signs and your exponents. All right, let's distribute the 6 through. 6 times 3x is really 18x, and 6 times 5 is a positive 30. I'm going to go through now and combine all my like terms. I ended up getting a 6x to the fourth plus a 19x cubed plus a 3x squared minus a 2x plus 30. Hopefully you got the same thing as I did. All right, well, now that we've practiced all different types of multiplying polynomials, I would like you to try these 4 for me, making sure that you try it, check your answers with mine before moving on. So pause the video, try these 4 problems, be careful, and then check your answers with mine before moving on to the homework. All right, for number 1, I'm going to take this monomial, this one term, and distribute it through. I ended up getting x to the 5th plus 1x squared, or plus an x squared is the same thing. Remember, when you multiply, you really add the exponents. All right, in number 2, I'm still multiplying, but this time I have 2 terms times 2 terms. I want to make sure that I multiply both terms in the first parenthesis by both terms in the second parenthesis. I ended up getting a t squared minus 3t plus 7t minus 21. After combining like terms, my final answer, hopefully your final answer, is t squared plus 4t minus 21. All right, look at number 3. It's a little more challenging because now we're still multiplying, but now we're multiplying 3 terms to everything in the second set of parentheses. You ready? I have an x squared times x, which is x cubed. I have an x squared times 2, which is 2x squared. Now I'm going to do the x through. X times x is x squared. X times 2 is 2x. And now I'm going to do the negative 7 through. Negative 7 times x is negative 7x, and negative 7 times 2 is negative 14. I've lined my terms up into the different columns to keep organized. Now I can combine my like terms, and hopefully all our answers match, and you ended up getting x cubed plus 3x squared minus 5x minus 14. It's really important that you're showing me all of your steps so I know exactly where you're getting your numbers from. All right, did you do number 4? Hopefully I didn't trick you. This is a kind of not a trick problem, but I wanted to make sure that you're on your toes and paying attention. This is not a multiplication problem. Anybody try to FOIL all that through or distribute all that through? Hopefully you didn't. Hopefully you recognize that this is not a multiplication problem, but that it's an addition problem. Do you see the difference? So we need to be really careful now that we've started doing all of these different things, adding, subtracting, now we're multiplying, to make sure that we're doing the right operation. When the parentheses are right next to each other, that's when you multiply. But if there's a plus sign, now we're going back to our last section where we have to distribute the number in front. In this case, it would be a positive 1 here and a positive 1 here. Distribute those positive ones to get rid of the parentheses, and then just combine like terms. You should not be distributing and FOILing or doing a box method on this one because it's not multiplication. So be careful. Make sure that you're paying attention to that so I don't get you next time. After combining like terms on this one, you should get a 2x squared plus 1x, or plus x plus 1. All right, make sure you're paying attention to that. Don't let me get you next time.